Hello everyone, I'm Geek Freak and welcome to the video. And welcome to my series, You Know What Ticks Me Off. This is the series where I point out the things that really ticks me off. From the internet to reality, games, movies, everyday stuff, etc, etc. From the really small things to the really big things. Some of you guys may get it, and some of you may not get it, as to why I make segments of the subject that I'm talking about. And these are segments that matters to me. Some of you might find them pointless, some of you might find them interesting. But if there's a certain thing in real life or on the internet or any books or games or etc that you want my thoughts on, and if that certain subject really ticks me off, I just might make a segment about it. So without further ado, let's resume with the video. You know what really ticks me off? Menus in a restaurant. Now, what am I saying? What am I talking about? Okay, let me ask you guys something. Let's just say, for example, that it's Friday night or Saturday night, and most likely on one of these days, either Friday night or Saturday night, you want to get a takeout like a pizza, or you want to get an Indian, or you want to get a Chinese, or you want to go to any fancy restaurant in general. Well, not so much of pizzas, but let me get straight to the point. Let's just say, for example, that you're a fan of, let's just say, for example, that you go to a Chinese restaurant or a Chinese takeout, and in these takeouts, you would go for your regulars that you usually have. You know, like a chicken chow mein or a prawn chow mein, or a chicken curry with egg fried rice. Let's just say, for example, that these are your go-to foods when you want to eat either a chow mein or a chicken curry with egg fried rice. Just for example. And this doesn't have to be just with Chinese restaurants. It could be like an Indian restaurant or whatever sort of restaurant you usually go to. And you would always go to your go-to foods, like the foods that you always go to, the foods that you always know. Again, for example, like chow meins or chicken curry with egg fried rice. That's my example. Anyways, the point is, let's just say, for example, that you go to your favorite restaurant and you pick out whatever your favorite food is at that restaurant. Again, like the usuals, like a chow mein or a chicken curry with egg fried rice. And you've been having those for years and years and years. But over time, you want to have something different because you've been having the same thing over and over and over again. And so you decide to mix it up. For example, I usually have a chicken chow mein, but I decided to have a prawn chow mein. And I'll tell you guys, the prawn chow mein is fan-freaking-tastic. Again, I'm not talking about just Chinese restaurants. It could be any restaurant you usually go to, and you usually have the usuals that you're familiar with. Anyways, when you do try to swap things around a bit, like swapping it from chicken to prawns or beef or something like that with the toppings, you also get bored with that as well. And sometimes I would think to myself, you know what, instead of a chicken curry or a chow mein, I want to try something different. I don't want a chow mein, I don't want a chicken curry with egg fried rice, I want to try something completely different. And you know what, yes, it is risky to try something different that you've never tried before. And so, this is what leads me to, for me making this video. It's when the menu looks something like this, where the menu just gives you written letters on what they're selling at this restaurant. Something like this. Now, let me ask you guys something. What goes through your head when you're thinking, you know what, I'm going to have something different, let me have a look at the menu, and you see all these things that they're selling in this restaurant on this menu? What goes through your mind when you're reading this menu? You're probably thinking along the lines of, okay, so what's this? What does this thing have inside of it? Now, even though the names are shown to us on this menu, you don't know what the food looks like. And even though you do want something new, just saying, okay, I want something new, so I'm going to try whatever this is. Like, you're blindly choosing something off this menu that you've never tried or seen before. So let's just say, for example, that you've chosen something on this menu that you've never seen before or you've never tried before. Let's just say, for example, the restaurant cooked it, you brought it home, and then you tried it. And it can either go one of two ways. Number one, you like it, or number two, you don't like it, to a point that you just can't touch it. Either you've got like an allergic reaction, or there's just something in it that you really don't like, or there isn't enough of it. You're basically looking at words on a menu telling you what there is on this menu, and you don't know what the food looks like, you don't know how big it is, you don't know what's in it. For me, this is a huge problem. Have you guys ever experienced this? But I do have a solution. Now, sometimes in some restaurants, they would show a picture or two of food, of what it looks like. You know, like places like McDonald's. And you know what? Maybe they might have like one or two pictures of the food that I was talking about in these Chinese and Indian or whatever restaurants. But that's only one or two of them. But what if I was to tell you guys that in some parts of the world, there are restaurants who actually has replicas of food that's made out of plastic. And those replicas are the food that the restaurant is serving. You know, the size, the colour, and they display it in windows or on the walls, and they actually explain what's in this food. And listen, I'm not trying to suggest that every single restaurant should have exact plastic replicas of the food they're serving. I just think that the restaurant should take pictures of the food that they're selling at these places and have underneath what's in this food and have a sort of like warning sign saying, oh, this has nuts in it, or, you know, something like that. So yeah, I wish restaurants would take a picture of all their food that they're serving, put all the information on it, saying what it is, what's in it, how much it costs, and how big the portion is. That, in my opinion, would make things so much easier. You know what it looks like, you know how big it is, you'll know what's in it, and all it takes is a few pictures and some information of what's in it. In my opinion, I think this is actually a really good idea. So what do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you think this is a good idea? Please let me know in the comment section below and let's get a discussion going. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out. Thank you guys for watching. And if there's a series you want me to check out and review and give my thoughts on it, or if there's a top 10 list you want me to do, or any reactions, or responses, or rants on anything geeky, just leave links and comments in the comment sections below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Don't forget to like, subscribe, put the bell on, share this video, and leave a comment in the comment sections below. And as for my social medias, I'm literally freaking everywhere! I'm on most video platforms, social medias, forums, and support sites. It's best to pause the video and see where I am. Literally all this is down in the description box below. So if you want to go and check those out, please do. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out.